In 1987, Mercedes-Benz filmed a documentary for the American market about how they built their cars. The company's unofficial motto stated on camera with complete confidence, "Sooner or later, every car falls apart. Ours does it later." That was not marketing. That was an engineering mandate handed down from a board of directors dominated by mechanical engineers who believed their job was to build the best possible car and let the finance department work out the price afterwards. Today, a Mercedes-Benz C-Class owner is statistically likely to visit an unscheduled repair shop 0.7 times per year, nearly double the industry average. The M274 petrol engine fitted to the W205 C300 and the GLC 300 has a documented failure mode where the pistons physically crack and shatter, destroying the engine block. The repair bill is approximately £15,000. The car it goes into costs £44,000 new and loses 49% of its value in 3 years because the used car market has already priced in the repair risk. The W124 that the 1987 documentary was made about, a mint example, fetches £25,000 today. A high-spec 500e variant sells for between £60,000 and £100,000. 35-year-old cars, appreciating, because the market knows what Mercedes used to build, and it knows what they build now, and it is voting with its money accordingly. This video is the story of how that happened. The decisions, the failures, the executives, and the numbers that document one of the most complete self-destructions of a brand reputation in automotive history. To understand what we lost, you need to understand what was there. The W123, built between 1976 and 1985, and its successor the W124, built between 1984 and 1995, were developed under a philosophy that would be considered financially insane by a modern corporate board. Pre-production testing involved machines built specifically to drag shoes across floor mats millions of times to test carpet wear. Door hinges were crafted from heavy-gauge steel engineered to last decades. The suspension geometry was designed and tested for indefinite repairability. The brief to the engineers was not build it cheaply enough to hit a price point. The brief was build the best car possible. The result was a vehicle that became the default choice for commercial taxi fleets across Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. Some of the most demanding operational environments a car can face. 500,000 miles was not unusual. 1 million was documented. The W124 diesel, running the OM603 inline 6, required nothing more than routine fluid changes to cover distances that would destroy most modern engines 2 or 3 times over. These cars are not nostalgic artifacts. They are the documented evidence of what Mercedes-Benz is capable of building when engineering comes before accountancy. The decline is not a matter of opinion. It is captured in the data of 4 independent organizations simultaneously. In 2015, the J.D. Power Initial Quality Study, which measures problems experienced per 100 vehicles in the first 90 days of ownership, ranked Mercedes-Benz second among all luxury manufacturers. Score: 103 problems per 100 vehicles, 9 points better than the industry average of 112. The brand was still, at that point, a credible engineering proposition. By 2020, the industry average had risen to 166 problems per 100 vehicles, reflecting the general increase in electronic complexity across all manufacturers. Mercedes-Benz scored 202. Not 166, not even close to 166. 202, placing the brand in the bottom quartile of all manufacturers surveyed, behind brands that had spent 50 years conditioning buyers to consider inferior. By 2024, 206 problems per 100 vehicles against an industry average of 195. The gap between Mercedes-Benz in 2015 and in 2024 represents a near doubling of defects reported by new owners. TÜV data from European technical inspections tells the same story across the model range. A current Mercedes-Benz GLC shows a 3.3% significant defect rate at 3 years old. Acceptable, but not exceptional. By 9 years, a C-Class registers a 15.5% significant fault rate. By the time these vehicles reach an average age of 10 years, the age at which a W124 was still considered middle age, 23% are failing inspection with defects requiring immediate repair. ADAC breakdown frequency data ranks Mercedes-Benz 140th out of 180 manufacturers for MOT pass rates. 140th. The brand's average UK MOT pass rate is 69%, below the average of 71.4%. Toyota passes at 73.8%. Consumer Reports places Mercedes-Benz 27th out of 32 manufacturers for reliability. Repair Pal gives it 3 out of 5, and 13% of unscheduled repair visits for Mercedes-Benz are classified as severe. Catastrophic component failure, not wear and tear. The comparative figure for Toyota is a fraction of that. The M274 turbocharged 4-cylinder petrol engine went into the W205 C300, the W213 E300, and the GLC 300 between 2015 and 2019. It is the engine that most directly destroyed whatever remained of Mercedes-Benz's credibility as an engineering organization. The failure mode is this. Cylinders 1 and 4 experience the highest thermal loads in the combustion cycle. The M274 was designed with suboptimal wrist pin clearances and incorrect piston ring gap measurements installed at the factory. not as a result of wear, not as a consequence of poor maintenance, but as a consequence of how the engine was built. Under normal operating conditions, the piston in those cylinders crack. Then they shatter. The debris scores the cylinder walls. It enters adjacent cylinders. The engine block is destroyed. This is not a timing chain stretching over high mileage. This is pistons disintegrating in a brand new engine during ordinary driving at normal operating temperatures. The failure happens without warning, on motorways, at speed. It triggered investigations by the American NHTSA. It triggered class action lawsuits. The out-of-warranty repair bill for a complete engine replacement runs to approximately £15,000. On top of the piston failure, the M274 suffers from premature timing chain and tensioner wear, high-pressure fuel pump failures operating at 2,900 psi, and oil consumption exceeding 1 litre per 2,400 kilometers under normal conditions. Mercedes-Benz built a £44,000 car with an engine that physically destroys itself and costs £15,000 to replace. Then they carried on selling it. The petrol engine disasters get the headlines. The diesel failures are quieter, more widespread, and affect a far larger number of British owners. The OM651 and OM654 diesels cover the majority of Mercedes-Benz C-Class, E-Class, and GLC models sold in the UK over the last decade. Both engines carry swell flaps in the intake manifold, small valves that regulate air turbulence for low-speed combustion efficiency and emissions compliance. Both engines run EGR systems that recirculate exhaust gas back through the intake, and the combination of these two systems creates a failure that is, by this point, entirely predictable and entirely documented. The EGR system introduces exhaust soot into the intake. The PCV breather system introduces oil vapor. The two meet on the swirl flap actuator and the pivot rod. They combine into a hardened carbon paste. The paste jams the flap. The actuator motor burns out trying to move them. The plastic pivot rod snaps. The car enters limp mode with fault codes P2006 and P20A. Preventative hydrogen carbon cleaning costs between £119 and £179. Physical failure of the mechanism, which is the inevitable outcome if you ignore the early warning signs, costs approximately £390 for a delete and remap. If you catch it before it physically breaks. If you do not, you are looking at manifold replacement between £600 and £1,000. The DPF failures on these engines are in the same category. Modern diesels require sustained high exhaust temperatures to burn off accumulated soot through passive regeneration, typically achieved on motorway runs of 20 minutes or longer. Urban driving profiles prevent this. Faulty sensors interfere with the regeneration cycle. The DPF blocks. Preventative liquid cleaning between £160 and £500. Complete DPF replacement on UK market Mercedes-Benz diesel models between £1,000 and £3,500. Neither failure is the result of owner neglect. Both are the direct consequence of packaging decisions and component specifications made to satisfy emissions regulations in the most cost-effective way possible. Mercedes-Benz knew these systems generate carbon accumulation. They built them anyway. The EQ Boost 48-volt mild hybrid system was fitted to current generation C-Class, E-Class, and S-Class models, using the M256 straight-six and M254 inline-4 engines. Mercedes presented it as an efficiency and performance innovation. What they did not present to buyers is what happens when the integrated starter generator fails. The ISG replaces the conventional starter motor and alternator with a single electric motor. The engineering decision that defines this component, and defines everything that is wrong with modern Mercedes-Benz thinking, is where they put it. Not on the outside of the engine, accessible from the top of the engine bay in under an hour. Inside the bell housing, sandwiched between the rear of the engine block and the 9G Tronic gearbox. When the ISG fails, the repair protocol requires removing the exhaust system, the gasoline particulate filter, the catalytic converter, all heat shields, draining the low-temperature coolant circuit, and then physically removing the entire gearbox from the vehicle to access the component. A routine electrical failure becomes a labor event that runs to thousands of pounds. The 48-volt lithium battery managing the ISG has a separate failure mode. If the battery experiences deep discharge, a minor electrical shock, or is involved in any form of impact, it writes crash data to its memory and locks itself permanently. The car displays an evacuate area high voltage warning and will not start. Mercedes-Benz dealer protocol for a locked 48-volt battery is replacement of the entire pack. Documented estimates run to £10,000 for E-Class plug-in hybrids. Independent specialists have reverse-engineered the battery management system and can clear the crash data and rebuild individual modules for between £210 and £395. Mercedes-Benz dealers will not tell you this. They will quote you for a new battery pack. The W205 C-Class uses a current-limited device for its stop-start system containing internal capacitors. The C8 capacitor inside this unit shorts out due to poor component quality selection at the factory. The result is a persistent electrical fault warning, a disabled start-stop system, and fault code B21DC01. This is not a complex failure, it is a cheap component failing because it was specified too cheaply. The W206 C-Class, built around the M-Bucks digital ecosystem, experienced a major recall campaign in 2019 relating to electrical system software. Owners routinely report complete failure of central locking, power windows, and audio systems stemming from interlinked control modules failing simultaneously. Electronic keys suffer from metallic shielding interference that renders the vehicle unresponsive, requiring complete key deactivation and resynchronization at a specialist workshop. In 2025 alone, the DVSA issued mandatory safety recalls for the Mercedes-Benz GLC in January, the EQE in April, and in June, a single recall campaign covering the C-Class CLE, E-Class EQE, EQE SUV, EQS GLC, and S-Class simultaneously, nearly the entire current passenger car lineup in one recall event. AIRMATIC air suspension is fitted as standard or optional across the E-Class, S-Class, GLC, and GLE ranges. It uses rubber air bellows and an electric compressor instead of steel coil springs, and it delivers a genuinely exceptional ride quality. Well, for approximately 50,000 miles. After that, the rubber perishes, the bellows develop micro leaks, the compressor runs continuously to maintain operating pressure and burns out through thermal overload. Individual Arnott replacement struts cost between £512 and £720 from a specialist supplier. A Febby Bilstein compressor runs to £284. At a Mercedes-Benz main dealer, owners are routinely quoted over £1,500 to replace 2 rear airbags. A complete system overhaul, struts, airlines, valve blocks, and compressor runs to between £3,000 and £5,000. Steel coil springs last the life of the vehicle. They cost approximately £80 per corner to replace if they ever do fail. Mercedes-Benz replaced them with a system that guarantees a 4-figure repair bill at 50,000 miles and charges a premium for the privilege. This is where the story stops being about engineering and starts being about a boardroom. In October 2020, Mercedes-Benz presented its strategy update to investors. The document contained explicit targets. Fixed costs to be reduced by more than 20% by 2025. Research and development and capital expenditure to be reduced by more than 20%. Variable material costs to be reduced by 1% net per annum through 2025. Core production costs to be cut by a further 10% by 2027. When a manufacturer reduces variable material costs by mandate, the consequence is that cheaper components go into production vehicles. The brittle capacitors in the W205, the undersized wrist pins in the M274, the plastic actuators in the OM654 swell flap system. These are not engineering accidents. They are the predictable outcome of cost reduction targets imposed on a supply chain that was previously held to a higher standard. Simultaneously, Mercedes-Benz committed €40 billion to electric vehicle development between 2022 and 2030. 3,000 software engineers were hired specifically to build the MB.OS operating system. The explicit statement to investors: investment in combustion engines and plug-in hybrids would fall by 80% between 2019 and 2026. The engineers responsible for ensuring timing chains do not stretch and pistons do not crack were, by corporate mandate, working with reduced budgets on platforms that were receiving 80% less investment. The outcome was not difficult to predict. In May 2022, CEO Ola Källenius hosted an investor strategy day on the Côte d'Azur. The framework he presented was called the Economics of Desire. The core thesis: restrict the supply of lower-margin compact cars, reduce the compact range from 7 models to 4, and allocate more than 75% of total investment to Maybach, AMG, the G-Class, and S-Class. Target operating margin: 14%. The explicit statement from Källenius: we are further sharpening the focus of our business model. Our goal is to build the world's most desirable cars. Not the most reliable cars, not the most durable cars, the most desirable cars. The philosophy that had governed the company for the entire W123 and W124 era, build the best vehicle possible and price it accordingly, was replaced by its direct opposite: identify the maximum price the market will pay, build to that price, and manage the perception of luxury to sustain the margin. The market responded. By 2024, BMW outsold Mercedes-Benz by nearly 250,000 units. S-Class sales collapsed to their lowest level in recent history, forcing production down to a single factory shift. The German Mercedes Dealers Association issued a formal 4-page letter criticizing the strategy and warning that excessive pricing without baseline product quality would destroy the customer base. Källenius eventually conceded to the Handelsblatt newspaper that the luxury-only strategy would need to broaden. The mechanical damage to the brand's reputation, however, was already done. Consumer Reports ranks Mercedes-Benz as the 3rd most expensive car brand to maintain globally over a 10-year ownership period. The 2 brands above it are Land Rover and Porsche, one of which is built in small volumes for track use and weekend enjoyment, and the other is the Discovery Sport we covered in the previous video. Over 10 years, a Mercedes-Benz costs an average of £10,500 in maintenance and repairs. Toyota, £3,900. That gap, £6,600 over 10 years, does not exist because Toyota engineers are more talented. It exists because Toyota designs its drivetrains for indefinite operation, and Mercedes-Benz designs its drivetrains to a cost target set by a financial department that also mandated a 20% reduction in R&D expenditure. The depreciation compounds the damage. A 2022 W206 C-Class loses 49% of its value in 3 years, approximately £21,500 on a £44,000 purchase price. The residual value collapse is not random. It is the used car market pricing in the M274 engine replacement, the ISG gearbox drop event, the AIRMATIC overhaul, and the electrical module failures that statistically await the second owner outside the warranty period. The market knows. It discounts accordingly. Compare that to what the brand used to build. The W124 500e, produced between 1991 and 1994, hand-assembled by Porsche, fitted with a naturally aspirated V8, now sells for between £60,000 and £100,000 depending on condition. A well-maintained W124 saloon, the ordinary family car, starts at £2,000 and climbs to £9,000 for top examples. These are not collectors' curiosities. They are working cars that have survived because they were built to survive. The classic market does not pay £100,000 for a 30-year-old car because of nostalgia. It pays £100,000 because it understands what engineering without cost constraints produces, and it cannot find that quality in anything Mercedes-Benz currently manufactures. The used car market does not have a marketing budget. It has no loyalty to brands, no preference for desirability, and no interest in ambient lighting packages. It prices vehicles based on what it costs to keep them on the road. A 2022 W206 C-Class depreciates 49% in 3 years, losing approximately £21,500 in value. The used market discounts it aggressively because independent buyers and mechanics know what is coming when the warranty expires. The M274 engine replacement, the ISG Access event, the AIRMATIC overhaul, the electrical module cascade. The market prices all of it in before you even handed over the keys. The W124 it replaced in the company's lineup, built on a philosophy that Mercedes-Benz has now explicitly abandoned, is appreciating. A well-maintained W124 saloon starts at £2,000 and reaches £9,000 for top examples. The 500e sells between £60,000 and £100,000. The Cabriolet commands £25,000. 35-year-old cars, gaining value year on year, because the secondary market understands durability in a way that no marketing campaign can manufacture. Over a 10-year ownership period, a Mercedes-Benz costs an average of £10,500 in maintenance and repairs. The equivalent Toyota costs £3,900. The difference, £6,600, is not explained by the complexity of the vehicles. It is explained by the decisions made in the October 2020 strategy update, the economics of desire framework, and the 80% reduction in combustion engineering investments that followed. Mercedes-Benz still knows what mechanical excellence looks like. They built the documentation of it in 1987, on camera, with pride. They simply decided, at some point between then and now, that it was no longer profitable to build it. The October 2020 strategy update did not say that in those words. It didn't need to. A 20% reduction in R&D, a 1% annual reduction in material costs, and an 80% cut in combustion engineering investment says it without needing to be stated explicitly. The brand that once told the world its cars fall apart later than everyone else's is now ranked 140th out of 180 manufacturers for MOT pass rates. The engineers who built the W124 knew what they were doing. The executives who dismantled their budget know what they did. Do you own a Mercedes-Benz, or have you recently walked away from one? Drop your experience below, because the comments section on this video is going to tell a story that the dealerships would rather you never compared notes on.